Hey guys, it's Jeff and you're watching Valley Fish. Just thought I'd give you guys an update. If you can't hear upstairs, the puppy is going crazy. She's a lot of work, and between her and holidays coming up and doing the family time, because today was picture day, a little behind on the fish room, but I'm doing water changes, and I thought I would walk you through at least where I'm at. Not much has changed, but still putting in a lot of effort. So we'll just kind of walk through and see what's going on. Alright, so right up here we're doing a water change on 75. This will probably be the only manual water change system, such as drain the water out, add new water, that I have. And I just added a temperature controller and finally put a heater in. And all my heaters are like bajillion years old, so I was scared. So I got it set somewhere about 73. We'll see where it settles out. High on this one, 75. Don't want to go above 80. I think I set it for 5-degree swing. Definitely don't want to hit 80. I might adjust that down. We'll see where the temperature shuts off. But that's the Angels. We'll try and grab a glimpse of them when we flip around. All this mess is going to disappear. All of them. Haven't decided if I want to do 125 down the middle or just a bunch of breeding tanks. Who knows? I'm going to decide that at a later date. I'm going to do the around for sure. You haven't even decided over here. And then I'll figure out what the middle is going to be down the road. But going to be a horseshoe. So that's my starburst line that kind of got away from me. I don't know. It's just a hodgepodge right now. Going to continue working with it because it's got some magenta background and really pretty guppies, and I just like seeing them, and I've had them for a long time. And got like Dale Fry. He shows back up. Probably not. But anyways, they're looking good. This white wad is actually matting from one of the hanging backs. I'll show you later. I dumped it in here to see if it'll help me out with that hair string, because this tank gets all kinds of natural daylight and growing a lot of can't think of what they're called. It's gonna stump me, but a lot of little plants. Man, I had that on the tip of my tongue but lost it. But a lot of fun things, growing plants. Never been able to do that. Breeding cherry shrimp, really high quality. Got a couple different generations in here. They always seem to kind of climb on this rock. There's some of the youngsters. There's a nice mama. Hopefully, these are going to be one of my targets that I breed. You can see right in the middle, there's some young ones. There's a real young, that's a male. Maybe a female, looks like it's settled. But anyways, young fish, shrimp, so they're doing good. These are kind of a mosaic that you let fall apart, and that's kind of what they turned into. Wow, they don't have a light. This is a temporary tank. Had a Planaria outbreak in here, treated that. It's all gone. Started to get some fry. I had a whole bunch of fry, and then I moved this tank and it kind of crashed on me. But I got new fry swimming. That's kind of, he doesn't look like much now, but boy was he a stunner when he was young. So, and there's another one right there. I would flip the light on, but I'm not gonna do that because we're just kind of rolling with it. And then there's a bunch of dirty super reds in here and some blue dreams that are kind of got a little bit of a black problem, but they are breeding. So we'll get them going in a separate tank, probably one of the 20s. See what I can do with that line. At least get the super reds breeding, even if they are a little calico-y dirty. This is just I'm holding this tank for the one and only reason because it has some Japan blue, and I am way past needing to work on this line, but I am just keeping it because it's better to have it and be way behind than try and start over. And you can see there is a fry cloud like crazy. This is one of the cloudy tanks I'm going to talk about. This one, that one, and I think that's it. I had this green water bowl that I was reading the scuds in. Whenever I wanted to transfer scuds to the new tank, I would dump a bunch of green water in. And now because I did that, see how clear this one is? Because I never did it. And hazy, 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 hazy. This is because I added that damn green water. So don't add green water to your tanks because it will be a nightmare to get rid of. I've been running all kinds of floss filters trying to get rid of it, and I finally figured out what it is. It's just green water. So top ones have never been done, and they are crystal clear. Everything down below I seeded with scuds, and I won't ever do that out of this bowl again. This is just a backup line, and I got so many scuds now, probably don't even need that. This is everything that came out of summer tubbing. There's no lights, they're temporary, they need sorted. Get there someday. Way a bajillion fish. I do my water changes to keep up on them. But they, I just need to spend the time and get them thinned down. And I will eventually. But they're happy, still breeding. Not much cover, so that slowed way down. And this one, pretty dirty glass, because 50-year-old tank. Finally figured out how to space this rack. I gotta remove this layer and drop the 40 all the way down. There'll be a 40 here. And then at this crossbar, there's gonna be another row of 410s. Just like across the top there. Because the ceiling's a little low, so I can only go 40, 40, and 10 and give me a decent amount of space in between. These are orange Reely shrimp that I ordered off of eBay. I'm pretty happy with them because they're pretty hard to find and they look fairly decent. I got like 4 of them that are saddled, so hopefully in the near future we start breeding some orange Reely shrimp because they're one of my favorites. So temporary tank. And then these are some, I think they're called LT endlers. I seen a fry in there the other day. I don't know if he made it. There wasn't much cover. You can see I dumped a whole bunch of those stuffings from the hang-on-backs of other tanks. 1 for help cycle this tank, and 2 to get some scuds in there. And hopefully add some cover for the fry because it is just a temporary tank, but the females and males are all looking really good. Male, let's see. Try and zoom in on him. Kind of see him right there. The tank light that he has is poor, and he didn't get a water change today, so water's not pristine. Let's see. We're just walking and rambling. I'm kind of showing you, like I said, I got much more tanks painted, halfway drilled. So hopefully in the next video you'll see some more tanks getting set up. This is the other side of that starburst tank. And that's that hair algae. The reason I added the scuds, I want to see if they can get that under control. Right here, Lily in the background, she's a lot. Yeah, I got airlines dangling. I actually did get a linear air piston sized for the Fishroom of what I expect to be. And I think when it's fully running, it's going to be maxed out, but I'm going to run the PVC header right along the top. And the reason I didn't pull the trigger and order it already is the air shutoff valves that I currently have. The stainless ones, they were out for 2 weeks, so I thought I'd just hold off and make 1 order. So these are my platinum and my Philippine blues. News, heater in the tank, because the Fishroom's been running about 68, and I've had to leave the blower on the furnace running 24/7, which is fine. It's like $400 a year or whatever by Googling it. But so that is going to be the thing, is I hope with heating this big old tank down here, you know, up to in the 75, 73, wherever it's going to settle out at, don't know. I just did the old dial and turned it to between 70 and 75. We'll see where it shuts off. But get it warm. And I'm actually doing a water change on it. Only one that I'm still manually doing, don't like it. But these guys, I did water change on all these guys, and some of the tanks might be stirred up, and some of them are going to be fighting that green water. But this one here, it's my pandas, a few of them. See that male right in the center? It's pretty much awesome. Bunch of young males in here that have like no blue or no black color, and like white body. I think they'll color in, but it has me a little concerned. But definitely isolate them to this 110. But you can see it's definitely cloudy. I regret doing that green water. I did hear on a live stream that if you had some Daphne, it'll fix all that, but I don't have Daphne or know anybody has Daphne, so that may be something I have to pursue down the road. Hopefully as the water changes I can just flush it all out. But and then these are my green blue Moscows. This is my A-line. Kind of an older fish, but looks real good. I think he's picking up. Try and zoom in on him. One of my best males. There's Fry in here. This is one of the ones that's really green. There's some L183 plecos in here too. So hopefully get a pair out of them someday. But just keeping the Moscows going, because that's awesome. Even in a dirty tank with airlines hanging in the front, he's still looking pretty good. This one here is going to be my yellow goldenback shrimp colony with my blue eye pleco fry grow out. Added a whole bunch of assassin snails to here, and I started feeding the tank really heavy, and actually started getting more snails than I was getting rid of. So I'm going to cut back on feeding a little bit, just kind of feed it as normal and pretend that the assassins aren't in there, and hopefully they breed. This is just a mutt coal tank, which I actually used today because I pulled that guy out. It's got a black line down his body of my nebulas, and I know what that looks like down the road, and I don't like it. This is my nebula steel A line. Try and zoom in on these guys. And there's some blackish red cherry shrimp in here. I'm going to call them the fire brick red cherry shrimp. But the nebulas, this line is pretty awesome. Going to be invaded on the video by a little girl, I think. Hi. And then behind all the airlines, these are supposed to be half black greens. Always half black bluish green. Always been really strong fish, breed really well. Got a tank full of them. Don't know what I'm gonna do with them or keep them, but they're pretty. This is kind of a mixture of my starburst line that you seen earlier. I added one Moscow male just for fun down the road. There he is right in the center. Just see kind of what that ends up being, but it's a lot of color and it's pretty and I like it. This is my green blue Moscow that went dark on me, my line. So all these are probably about done as a breeding project. I picked the best ones a long time ago and put them down below, but just kept them as a backup. These guys are some Roebuck Reds. They always looking good. These fish are getting old, so there is some fry down in the moss somewhere, but they're getting old, and I probably need to refresh that line. This is the line that I got the new local plecos, which I was hoping was going to be a good deal, but those plecos ended up with red worm. I think I got that all cured. Haven't seen it for a while, but fish never seem affected, so I think the salt treatment did really well. Just kind of being cautious, going to continue with the treatment, and we're moving on. But they're platinum red tails I got from eBay that were super sick when I first got them, and spent a ton of money on them, so probably will never break even on this line, but just kind of keep it out of spite, I guess. Oop, a little shake. Tried zooming. This tank here is one of my favorite 10s. Got a little crib, got some Luigia narrow leaf back there, And I got a little bit of grub grass up front, but when you look at it, it sure looks good with the green, the red, and the brown. It's funny that they called this Lugigia just narrow leaf, supposedly. And then this one down here is super red. Now I don't fur and I don't have high light, but it's super green. So that's supposedly super red, and this is just narrow leaf. And the narrow leaf is hanging at the top of the water, so it's obviously going to be a little redder, but it's always red, no matter where you put it. So just thought that was interesting. And this is my golden black lace. Sorry for the finger. And just need to work on it. Like, he needs to go because he got a lot of red. You need to go because you got a lot of red. Everybody else is looking really good. So this line I was struggling and dumped a whole bunch of salt in there. And obviously the plants didn't like it because they kind of all died off and floated to the top, but they have recovered since then. So I need to get them back down in the substrate and do some culling. Even though they're pretty, probably waited way too long to get the red out, but I was kind of seeing where this tank went. And obviously we've had a few fry drops and it exploded. So we'll let it go. There's still some really nice ones in there. But this is one of those lines that has a lot of weird body spots in the body sometimes, like that guy there. If he turns it, I think you can see it, like going on that side too. So definitely needs a lot more culling, but it was cheap and I really liked them, and I still like them. So that's why they're in the fish room. Alright, well, that's just a little video of what I got going on.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday. I know someone's birthday and it's Daddy. Bye. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and help me out. And appreciate you watching if you made it this far. Later.